A soul rainbow silk is a reflection of your energy, of your rainbow, of who you are on a soul level. I tune into you and I see energy and get a sense of the colors that want to come in. I use a pendulum to douse the colors that want to come in. And then I stretch a piece of silk on a stretcher. I say a prayer, and then I spread my arms out to connect to the energy of the silk. And when that happens, you'll see a light flashing on the silk. And this isn't coming from the outside. This is something else that's coming onto that silk. There is a window right there, but there's nothing that comes through that window that could make the flashes. So I felt that was spirit coming in when I watched the video. So the colors that I've chosen, that I've intuited, I've also asked which should go first. So I pick up the one that wants to come first, and then I begin to paint whatever energy wants to come in. And for this particular silk, it wanted to be angelic energy. So it wanted to be wings to begin with. I've speeded this up so that, it takes me about 25 minutes usually to create one of these, the painting part. So the wings for this, it's blue, and they wanted to have a kind of link to the earth. And the crosses I felt were protective. There was some kind of protective energy that was coming in there. And they also felt like kisses as well. So it was like angel kisses. So whatever I do, it's not by pattern, it's just whatever wants to come in for that silk. So I always stand and wait and see what the color wants me to do. So for the yellow, this is a sun yellow. It again wanted to come in this kind of zigzaggy, flowing energy down from one corner, almost as if the sunshine is up there, and that sun is beating down on the wings. So when I do this, I have to adjust the stretcher, because of course the dye that I put onto the silk is wet and makes the silk sag a little bit. So I just adjust it as I go around, just to make it nice and taut. So I've used two colors. Third color is coming up, and again that third color, I've already tuned into what that color wants to manifest on the silk. And this one, I thought they were kind of fish at first, and then I realized they were half wings. There's a theme in here of that winged energy. So there was a sense of the half wings sort of looking for their other half. This color is a green. So the vibrations on this silk are, they started out with blue. It was an azure blue, and then the sun yellow, and now it's Verona green. So they're all very earthy colors, and there's a fluidity in it. So there's ocean colors as well. So it feels like there's a flow that's going through the soul rainbow. So I always use up all the dye that I've put into the pot. So then I tune in again to see what wants to come in for that final fourth color, and it felt like it needed to be diluted a little bit. So I just diluted it with some liquid, and then this four-pointed energy was coming in. And to begin with, it was coming as an 8-pointed star, but they didn't have hard corners. It was again more fluid, more flowing. And so once I'd done that, it felt like more sort of almost like parts of those squares, of those stars were coming in. So it was like pieces that wanted to be put together. So I went throughout the silk and did this. And then once I'd finished this, I used all the sponges that I'd used for the 4 colours and went back and just went around the silk and kind of filled in spaces that felt like they wanted to be filled in. Silk dyes come together eventually, but it also felt like I needed to spray the silk with water because of that fluid energy, that fluid kind of feeling to it. And it felt like this particular soul silk needed that water, needed the water element. And it sort of looks like that as well. It looks like the ocean a little bit. So it's not always necessary to fill in the gaps, but it just felt like it was for this particular one. And I go with my feelings throughout, of course. So then when I finished, I had a sense that I needed to put salt on there. But the salt wanted to go in specific places. So the salt kind of withdraws some of the dye, some of the colour, and can create new effects on the silk. It can make starbursts and it can just make areas that have different colours. And it felt like for this silk, the salt and the water were coming together as that ocean of energy. And once I finished, I just, get a sense again of if there's anything else I need to do. And then I complete with a prayer. So I complete it by saying a prayer. And then I leave the silk overnight to rest and to settle, just let the dye settle. Then I steam the silk. And this is the result of that steaming. So it's steamed, the colours are set, and the colours kind of pop. So there was a turquoise colour at the end, and you can see that turquoise. And there's actually some lilac in there as well. You can't see it so well. And in some of this, there are faces that come through. You can see the wings that are there. And if you look carefully, you can see some of the faces in here as well. They're abstract and they're in the pattern, in the design. But I feel that those faces are coming in as spirit guides. I interpret the colours of the silk. I interpret the colours that come together, the colours that are made within that silk, the ones that I haven't put in there, the energy of the shapes, each step of the journey, and anything else that comes up. So I interpret this from a perspective of what's going on for you and what's going on in your soul and what your soul wants you to know. If you want to find out more, then check out sealwithlove.com/soul-rainbows. I hope you've enjoyed this.